fastest wood launch coaster. Peeling out March 2016, only at Dollywood.
Let's take a, if we can do this, hit the tab over, just hit Alt Tab, and let's take a, wrong one. No, that's desktop. I wonder if it did. All right, go back to your, just go to the next slide. Okay, let's talk about the ride. So the lift itself, a little over 200 feet tall from grade. So to orient yourselves for you folks that have been to Dollywood before, this ride's load station is in Jukebox Junction. That is the 50s area of the park. This will be where the former Castle Walker store was. And from that grade to the top of the lift, it's a little over 200 feet, which, next one, takes you to a false drop and then into this main drop. You'll go 165 feet down. At the bottom, you'll be going 73 miles an hour, and you will immediately cross the valley and go up to, next slide, this wave turn. So it's a 90-degree wave turn that's banked to the inside. Go ahead, next one. Gives you a better idea how it lays out, drops in. You're going to be having, there's a great deal of inertia that you'll be feeling at that point as you come up and around. Go to the next one. And you're going to drop in, you're going to go into a hi-hat and around a bank that's overbanked on the opposite side. Drop in, go into a trick they call twist and shout, they being Rocky Mountain Construction, and then into this little trick, which I heard several of you ooh and ah about on the video, which is the quadruple down. So this is a twisting quadruple down that will take you, it wraps all the way around a hill that has you cross. You go back under the lift and then you go up and around so that you hit a 180-degree non-inverted half loop. No inversions on this ride, just a lot of speed and a lot of banking and a lot of airtime. If you add up all of the airtime in those 12 plus moments, it's just short of 20 seconds of airtime. So it's going to be a really, really great ride. I'm really looking forward to it. Next one. This is the non-inverted half loop that's on your right, and then another look at how you cross under at the bottom of the drop, and then up into the wave turn that you see on the left. The little hump that you have there that the train is crossing under is an airtime hill that comes off the hi-hat. Let's give you an idea of the construction and how it's been going. From about mid-December through the end of January. We're about 90% of the way through with tracking. They're expected to send the first train over the hill at some point toward the end of next week. Yes, we do get snow in Tennessee. Here's a little aerial to give you an idea of how what the layout of the ride is. Again, you can definitely see that false drop. You might see some triangular structure that's over on top of the lift hill on the left. That's actually a bee house. So for those folks that have read complaints about how we have to shut certain coasters down in the fall because of the mating habits of paper wasps, this is actually an experiment that an entomologist at the University of Tennessee is undergoing to see if we can move that activity to a higher plane, because if not, that will be another congregating area for those wasps. So if it works, we'll build something like it on top of Wild Eagle and on top of Thunderhead, the other two coasters that are affected by it. But you can see really lays out nicely around two new ridges that are being added into the park. Toward the bottom of the frame is actually where our healthcare center is for our hosts, and then next to it is our HR division, but all of that is back of house, so this is all new property. Next one. Little drone footage of that same look to get an idea of how this lays out. So what you're crossing over right now is that comes off that high head and then overbanking on the opposite side over that airtime hill, and you start to see the wraparound for the part further down. You can definitely see the overbank to the outside on that particular frame. We're much further along than we were at that point. That was probably 3 weeks ago, but all of that track work's done now. Next one. A couple of shots in the snow. We did get about 6 inches of snow on the site. Didn't bother the guys from RMC because obviously they're from Hayden, Idaho. But they have not had a whole lot of fun with the ridges. The terrain's been very challenging for them, and we also have been getting a lot of rain. We had 2.5 inches of rain last week, and they're not sure how to handle that. So. But we're working hard to get it done on time. Next one. A little different look again at that, at the wave turn and then that turnaround that's on the inside of in between those two hills. Next one. Let's take a look at the area as a whole. This is where the ride is going in Jukebox Junction. For those of you that have been to the park before, you know Red's Diner is very popular. It is one of the most popular restaurants on the park. We basically are doubling the amount of seating in the restaurant itself. We're also adding, well, there you go. Yeah, we're adding outdoor seating in a covered porch area where there'll be some more hot rods outside, and then in a whole new look on the inside, new queuing, all of those kind of things. And 2 new additions. We have a new food truck that I'm going to have you take a look at. And then a new Dippin' Dots structure that I typically wouldn't talk about because I like Dippin' Dots, but it's not really that big a deal. But you'll see why I added it. Next one. So this is a good look at the exterior of Red's on the patio side by the Pines Theater with the addition of all of the seating. Next one. And we have actually entered this century because the planter and the new Red's Diner sign is also a charging station. So we're working with code to be able to allow a place for folks to be able to charge their phones and other devices. Next one. High Octane is on the corner. It's where Paul's guitar shop is right now. It actually was where our central dispatch was. But this is the exit retail for the ride. It definitely has a hot rod theme. A lot of stuff like this. A lot of things that you see in like Grease Monkey Garage, Harley gear, that kind of stuff, all themed toward Lightning Rod. Next one. Little shot from the front so you get an idea of how it fits into the rest of the skate. Virtually every surface in Jukebox Junction is being touched. So they're repainting, they're retheming, they're changing the scape itself so that it really will feel like a new area when you enter that area. Next one. So this is the food truck. Pretty cool idea. that our foods team had. Red's is very much focused on burgers, and this allows us another outlet and a whole separate set of queuing and stuff outside for a takeaway for chicken and fries outside. That menu may expand depending on seasonally, depending on what else is going on, but love the truck. It's really cool looking. Next one. And then this is our partnership with Dippin' Dots. First time that they've ever tried anything like this. That is a vintage Airstream trailer. So they went in and they totally retrofitted it and then have tricked it out with their Dippin' Dots stuff. And the color that you see that where the arrow is with that aqua, it's actually going to be towed behind an aqua colored 57 Chevy. So where it's parked, it'll actually be attached to a car. So it really, really fits into that themes of the 50s, 60s. I don't know what's up there. I don't know. For you, maybe. I don't know. Next one. All right, key dates for this year. Festival Nation starts March 18th. Those of you that are season pass holders know March 18th is season pass sneak preview day. The 19th is the first day for general public. Festival Nations runs through April the 18th. Headliner this year is Mother Africa. Again, they were here 2 years ago and had an incredible response. So much so that we wanted to bring them back. And I just want to know what the UK Ukulele Orchestra is. So that's the other one I threw up there. Barbecue and Bluegrass is mid-May. Rhonda Vincent and Daly and Vincent are the two headliners for that, but we have about 50 artists that are there over that time period. Great American Summer. We have a new dog show that the Piranhas are putting on for us, and then Brad Ross and his magic show is coming in. Those will be in the Celebrity Theater. One for Piranhas are in the first half of the summer, and the magic show is the second half. Gospel and Harvest. Thing I say about Gospel and Harvest is if you like gospel music, Dollywood this is the place to go. It's the largest Southern Gospel Music Festival in the world, has more artists, more stages, for a longer length of time than any place else in the world. But if you're a coaster rider, this is the time to go to the park because nobody is in a line. So you can walk onto anything. The average age of our guests during that time period down in the Bermuda Triangle of theaters we have is about 70. So everybody else can go up and ride. It's a great time to come. And then Smoky Mountain Christmas. New show this year, It's a Wonderful Life. And we're moving Christmas in the Smokies back into Celebrity Theater where it originated originally in 1990. Bringing back the orchestra and the full production of that show. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be, for those of you that have been coming to Dollywood for a long time, Paige Bales, who was one of the performers at Dollywood for a long time, she was actually the mom in Christmas in the Smokies and sang the heirloom song. She's now director of entertainment. So there are some shows that are very, very near to her heart, and this is one of them. So they're reworking that. Restraint system, they've invented a new seatbelt that they've gotten approval to use. There is a new lap bar system, and I know everybody's a little worried about the shin guards that they have on their trains. I understand they've used a little different density foam, and they've done some other things to try to soften that ride up a little bit. But really, really great trains. The ones you saw in the animation are virtually exactly what the trains look like, or if you've seen it on our Facebook page. But really good stuff.